Hello friends, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead on Porch Time today. I hope the wind ain't going to be too bad. We got a lot of wind blowing, but it's cool outside. We're enjoying that. Had a lot of rain, guys. I mean, I say a lot. We only had like 3 inches, but that's for right now, that's a lot of rain, especially with us and it being as dry as it is. Guys, I want to do Porch Time this year, and I want to say welcome to 2020. Another year. Guys, let's just pray that this is a good year. There's a lot of negative stuff floating around out there. The year kind of started off kind of tough with the taking out of the Iranian military leader there, and then some more people's done been took out with drone strikes, and it's looking like this year was going to start off on a little bit of a bad note, global-wise, but all we can do is hope and pray, guys, that everything's going to do well. Now, as far as food production is talking about, we talked about, in other videos and over on Patreon, we talk about it's going to start off on a little bit of a bitter note because there's shortages of things already, and it's already showing up. But guys, we're going to tell y'all, if you keep watching us here at Deep South Homestead, we'll give you little tidbits about where you can get stuff at, like seed potatoes. If you need seed potatoes, I can tell you where to get them at. There's just different places, different seeds and different things that I know right now there's no shortages of, and I can get you to a source. So stay with us, because this year we're going to be planting about, I want to say between 8 and 10 different varieties of potatoes. Now, we're not talking about sweet potatoes, we're talking about white potatoes. And then when it comes to sweet potatoes, we're going to probably plant 2 or 3 different varieties of them, if the Lord's willing, all this goes well. So guys, hang with us. Here at Deep South, we got a lot of changes coming this year. Deep South is really ramping up everything because of the grand solar minimum that's supposedly going to be taking place. We want to make sure we're very well prepared for what's coming in the future. Today's video is a video I want to take just a moment. This is the beginning of a new year. We've been running now for about 4 years. And guys, I want to take time to say thanks. It's time for me to say thank you. A lot of what we do here at Deep South Homestead is because of you, my friends. We do this for you. Whether y'all believe me about what I'm fixing to say or not, I can't control that part. But this is the honest truth about what I'm fixing to tell you. You, my friends, have been more of an inspiration and more of a blessing to Wanda and I than we feel like we will ever have been to you. This is one of the reasons why we do the gathering. It's our way of saying thank you for what you do. We see your comments online. We have some of you who send us emails, some of you send us pictures, some of you send us texts, and you comment in the live streams and all, and in a lot of ways we feel like we know you. But when we have the gatherings and we get to meet you face to face, it's at that point that we can put a true face and a true personality to the name that's behind the name that we see. And we have really, honestly made some fantastic friends here on YouTube. Some that's not friends, but many, 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 many that is friends. You get burnt by some, you get loved by some. And the bottom line is this: our positive side is way ahead of our negative side. We have probably almost 100 times more people that we love than have caused us problems. So YouTube has been a very positive thing for us, and it's your comments, it's your questions, it's your gifts. Many of you have gifted us with many different things, and there are no words in our hearts to describe the gifts that we've received. They are all in some way or form or fashion put to use. We've received many gifts from people that passed this past year. A dear friend of mine, Amy Sutherland, sweetheart of a lady, in her 30s, left and has gone on to be with the Lord. Ms. Nikki Stanley, gone on to be with the Lord. And there's, I can't even sit here and tell you. I mean, Jamie from American Homestead, gone on to be with the Lord. Guys, I probably got about 50 other people's names in my mind, but these are the first ones that popped out. There's many, many more. A lot of our subscribers have gone on to be with the Lord. But many of them, we have gifts hanging on the walls in our house. We have gifts hanging on the walls in our cabin here. We have things that we have in the shop out there. I have a Scoville hoe that Amy sent me, and it was a true antique, but I use it all the time. And guys, things like this are very heart-touching to people like me. I've been told my whole life, man, you're one cold-hearted joker, and I'm not going to deny that. In my younger years, I probably was. My training and everything that I've been through, you can't have emotions and do some things that you have to do. But as I get older, I mellow out, and it's, as I guess you can tell doing this video, is I'm not good with words when it comes to things like this. So I want to say thank you from Wanda and I both for your support, all that you've done for us. We've become affiliates with a lot of different companies, and I'd like to say thank you to the companies if you're watching. Thank you for letting us be an affiliate for you. We do our best to promote your products. Anytime that we can, anytime we use your products, we try to promote them, not because we're making a lot of money off them, because we don't. It's just that if we find something and we feel like that it's a good product and it will benefit one of you, my friends, then we put it out and we'll keep using it. We have some companies that we religiously use their stuff. One is Hoss Tool. Hoss Tool, we religiously use their stuff because gardening is a way of life for us, and raising our food is how we survive. We don't go to the grocery stores and buy lots of food or anything. And if we don't raise it, usually we just have to do without, because my physical issues and Miss Wanda's physical issues, we can't eat a lot of processed foods and things like that, which really is not good for us anyway. But guys, to those companies, that allowed us to be affiliates, we want to tell you a heart-warm thank you to you too. And I have a lot of friends that's across the water right now I'd like to say thank you to. I'd like to say thank you to Adapt 2030, David Devine, Sasha Dobler from Abrupt Earth Changes, all these type people that are really, in my heart, and to me, are very, very knowledgeable people. They're out on the front line. They're getting this information. I'd like to say thank you to those guys. And Christian from Ice Age Farmer. Thank you, Christian. Your different YouTube channels like that that we're affiliated with. And there's many other YouTube channels. There's tons of other YouTube channels out there that we're affiliated with. And I want to say thank you to all the YouTube channels. All the YouTube channels that come to our gathering. Two Family comes every year. They set up and do a lot of recording, a lot of videoing and stuff like that, live streaming and stuff like that. Miss Daryl, Miss Sherry, Mr. Daryl, Miss Sherry, thank you so much for what you do at our gatherings. Paul and Brenda, all come from Missouri down. Thank you for what you do. They're always very faithful to be there. Jen from the Nut House has always been really faithful to help us out. Sheila and Steve has always been really faithful to come help us out. And there's lots of others, guys. I can't even sit here and begin to name everybody. Roots and Refuge came last year. BW Farms, Home in the Sticks. All these different people came, and they was a part. Alderman Farms. All of these YouTube channels are good channels, guys. And we've made so many friends that I feel so blessed to have known you and to have been a part of your life, because I've learned, believe it or not, I've learned from each and every person that I watch. You know, I do. And I may not comment on your videos, but I do watch a lot of different ones' videos that we are close to. And it's a blessing, guys, for us to be able to sit back and to get up in the mornings and to go out and do our daily routines and to take the time to sit down, take it off of an SD card and move it over to an editing program, run it through an editing program, spend hours editing and trying to get this thing up and get it, you know, cutting out background noises, because guys, I used to live in the woods. So many people have moved around me here now. The noise is just horrendous. And, you know, I don't know in the future if I'll always be here. I don't know that. It just depends on how things go here, because in every direction I look right now, except for right here, I see somebody else. And that's not who I am, you know. Right now we're actively, if you watch my videos coming up in the future, you'll see that we're actively planting specific types of trees around our perimeters of our property, around our cabins, not only for privacy and sound reduction and all this kind of stuff, but guys, for 5G technology, we're doing a lot of stuff, you know, in preparation for that. And it's not that we don't like to have people around, it's that we like the silence and we like the solitude that's created in the peacefulness when you don't have lots of noise around you everywhere. The problem with people today is they're so used to city life and racket from TVs and all that kind of stuff that they don't even know what it means to be quiet. They really don't understand what peacefulness can come from it just being quiet. And that's something Wanda and I cherish, is the quietness. And just being able to have times that we can, once work has ceased, we can sit back in the evening time on the porch and we can look out across. We see my neighbor's pond down here, which is beautiful. We see the green fields, we see all of our vegetables, we see our animals, we see the wildlife running around out here. Those are things that we cherish. And with those things being cherished, you know, those are not just the only things. Some of the other things we cherish are your friendship. That means a lot to Wanda and I. Y'all in the past have, during times of sickness, have been very generous to us. You've helped us out. You've been there for us when we needed you. And for that, Wanda and I are eternally grateful. Y'all support us over on Patreon. It's a very small amount of money. It's $3. It's less than a Coke or not a Coke, but a latte or something like that. Just $3. We don't ask for much. We put information over there that we can't put over here on YouTube. A lot of you have jumped over there and support us, not only for $3. Some of you went up to $5. Some of you went to $10. Some to $20. And guys, we didn't ask for that, but you do it out of the goodness of your heart. And for that, we say thank you for being faithful and supporting us over there. And for that, Wanda and I try our best to give y'all good information. We put things over there, little tidbits we find out about gardening, little secrets and stuff like that. We try to throw them up over there. Different foods we think that are really productive on a homestead. World events that's taking place, you know, we share them over there on Patreon. And y'all have always been very positive. You've always been good to us over there. And to be 100% honest with you, Wanda and I have never kept one dime and spent it for anything off of Patreon other than this cabin. This cabin serves a several-fold purpose. It's a place for us to escape from the realities of life. We come over here and there's no electricity or anything. It's just off-grid. We don't even have any water, but we've got to try to get some water over here. But we can come over here and we can just enjoy sitting down on this porch that I'm sitting here now. The cabin has technically become a studio for us. We shoot videos inside the cabin. We shoot videos outside the cabin. It's a place for us to get away from the hustle and bustle of the home and the electrical stuff over there. And we come over here, we can shoot some videos. We don't even hardly do any editing over here or anything. We just, when we come to the cabin, we're either making a video or we're relaxing. And that's the deal, that's the purpose of coming over here. Now, Wanda does do some editing over here, but she tries to minimalize it and just enjoy the quietness. And we try to take and bring you, my friends, into this lifestyle of living off grid and sharing with you what it's really like to be off grid, not have the amenities of life, and to be able to figure out what to do to make it. Is it uncomfortable? Now we get, there's times we get cold at night, but we build a fire in the morning. We don't have any central heating or anything like that. The fireplace is all we've got. And I'm trying now to come up with a design to put me a blower system in the fireplace. We're running off of a 12-volt generator to blow hot air back out in the house. So, there's lots of things we're trying to figure out so that we can help you, my friends, if you decide you want to go this lifestyle. And we try to show you that it can be done. Now, our cabin's not big. It's only 16 by 32. It's not a large cabin. But we've shown you tours of it. We're showing you step by step what we've done to build this cabin and how we've done it. And we're not borrowing any money. If we come to a point where we don't have any money, then the cabin just sits until we do have money. We will not go in debt. We haven't spent a ton of money on the cabin yet anyway, because I myself, and with the help of Wanda and a couple of other friends, have done all the work ourselves. We've not hired anything done here. That's been a blessing. And my friends, this is why we do what we do. It's for you guys. I've often told y'all, if it was left up to me, I would probably never make another video. But because we have such good friendship with you guys, and we've created lots of friends with other YouTube channels and stuff like this, it's been an avenue for Wanda and I, because we can't travel. We have health issues and we have a farm, so we can't travel. So it's been an avenue for us to meet like-minded people. And once we realized the benefits of having a YouTube channel and actually meeting like-minded people, it's then that we actively decided, well, maybe we should do gatherings. Maybe we should do live streams. Maybe we should keep doing YouTube. Maybe we should create community. These are all things that we decided upon doing, because there's a lot of you, my friends, out there that's like Wanda and I. You can't go a lot of places. You can't do a lot of things. And you feel like you're all alone. Your family don't get you. Your friends think you lost your everlasting mind, or they look at you like you start talking to them like you got 3 heads or something or other, and they're like, "What the world are you talking about?" Guys, we do this for people like you and people like us, to have someone that we can communicate with that is like-minded, and we can share ideas. We can fellowship together. Our live streams, Wanda and I have been doing this now for almost 3 years on the live streams, or have been doing it 3 years. And it's more of a time for us for fellowship. And during that fellowship time, if you have questions and I have an answer for it, I will answer them to the best of my ability. Now, I'm not going to always say that I'm 100% accurate, because what works here for me may not work for you where you live at, because it's a total different climate. I learned that the hard way when I moved one time up north from here, and I found out that what I did here growing will not work there. Some of the things would, but I had to learn how to grow all over again. So that was a very valuable lesson for me. And because of that, I now know how to teach about growing things. And I now know that what one person does somewhere won't necessarily work somewhere else, but we can all glean from one another. You know, I always say my good friend Eric from Life and Farmland that lives up in Minnesota, you know, I look at him and I'm almost envious of his firewood that he has stacked up. Him and Jana, they have such a beautiful place. The soil looks so rich, and their crops are always so beautiful, you know. And then here comes Eric along making corn, and this will always be burned in my memory forever as to how they were cutting their cream style corn off. And I looked at Wanda and I said, how is it that I don't know this, you know? And I mean, guys, little things like that I pick up from other channels and makes our life so much easier. And it really, we correlated a beautiful friendship with Eric and his wife and all. And we love them to death. We pray for them constantly because my friend Eric has got some physical issues he's trying to deal with. And we just pray that the Lord will be good to him and that he'll be able to get everything, you know, taken care of and be able to get back to his old self, you know. And guys, it's just things like that. When you get to know people, you want to pray for them. You want to see them succeed. You want to see them go places in life. And those are the things that you build in friendships. And that's what today on Porch Time is really all about. It's about saying, guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for your financial blessings. Thank you for watching us on Patreon. Thank you for your friendship. You know, your friendship probably means more to us than anything. And thank you for just subscribing to us. You know, we're almost to get to 100,000. We could have been there, and we know that we could have. These companies contact us all the time wanting us to let them sling us out there, you know, and do all this kind of stuff. And they tell us, well, this YouTube channel or that YouTube channel, we've helped them. And guys, the bottom line is this: I'm not interested in that. Yeah, I'm not here for that. I'm not here for numbers. I'm here for friendships. I'm here to learn myself as well as to be able to teach myself. The numbers are great. You know, don't get me wrong. It throws you in a total different algorithm in YouTube, and you get to reach a lot more people. But the bottom line is this: it's about friendship with us, and we have made some of the most awesome friendships that a person could make. You know, and most of the friendships we've made have been good. And we're thankful for those. And we will continue, Lord willing, we will continue to do what we do in 2020. After 2022, I'm not sure what will happen because I know there's changes coming in 2022 that I don't talk about. I don't feel like it's appropriate at this time. I think that once we get to 2022, I can probably start talking about them because I think you'll understand what I'm talking about when we get there. So up until that point, hopefully, we'll continue to do what we do, and we'll be able to be a blessing to y'all because you've been such a blessing to us. So, guys, I got a lot to do today. It's been an honor to have you as our friends and to be able to sit down and spend time with you on Porch Times, because Porch Times has, everybody always tells me this is your best porch time ever, you know, and I get that because it reached you that day. And guys, one thing that most people do not know is that when I sit down and do Porch Time, almost 99% of the time, it's something that I'm going through or it's something that I'm dealing with. And the best way for me to work through it is to sit down and talk about it. And when I talk about it, a lot of times it's a blessing to someone else. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for following us here on YouTube and for following us over on Patreon. And thank you for being our friends. Thank you guys from Deep South Homestead.